Hey guys, welcome back to Winning Bet Picks. My name is Gio and I'm here alongside Luca. And today we'll be previewing and predicting the Thursday night football matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and the New England Patriots. Before we get started, how are you doing today, Luca?
I'm doing well. I'm looking forward to a Thursday night doubleheader of Europa League action and Thursday night football.
That's right. And speaking on that, if you haven't yet watched our Europa League predictions video, it is up on our channel. We did post it yesterday, so make sure to take a look at that after this video. We have three picks in that one for Thursday's fixtures in the Europa League. And also, yesterday we ended 1-1. In Champions League, we did pick up a good result there on the Atalanta game, where Atalanta won that game. Unfortunately, in the other fixture, Salzburg was not capable of getting the goal. They had a big miss in that one, which unfortunately gave us the loss in that game. However, still a very positive week in the Champions League as we ended 3-1, and we'll be looking to replicate that today in the Europa League and, of course, the Thursday night football matchup. Without further ado, let's get into this matchup, Luca. Now we've seen these two teams that they're coming into this match. I would say in pretty good form. Of course, the Patriots surprised many last time around when they beat the Chargers. And in this very stadium that they'll be playing tonight, they beat them 45 zip. And that was a big surprise there, of course, because the Patriots, time and time again this season, weren't capable of getting big numbers on the board. And not only that, they just shut out the Chargers. Something that we don't see very often in the NFL, a team getting shut out. But of course, the Chargers are not to be put on the same page of the Rams. This is going to be a whole different challenge for the Patriots tonight, as the Rams are playing very, very well, especially at home. They're currently 4-1 this season, and they're quite favored to make the postseason given their 8-4 record. Overall, Luca, what sort of game are you expecting here in this one? And can we predict one of these sides to have the edge over the other, or do you just see this as a very competitive and tight game that will last until the very end?
Yes, I think it'll be the former. Currently New England are third in the division. It's really strange to see Buffalo and Miami ahead of them, but we knew it was going to be tough after the departure of Tom Brady and other important personnel. So, credit to Bill Belichick for keeping this team at 500. 6-6, not too bad. After 12 games. They did demolish the Chargers, as you said, 45-0. And that does look like a step forward, a positive result. But when you dig a little deeper, you notice that Cam Newton's stat line, 12 and 19, 69 yards and one touchdown throwing. This team is kind of horrendous through the air, and their offense is truly as one-dimensional as it comes. They rely too heavily on the rush to get points on the board, and I think the Rams will be very prepared for that. On the flip side, their defense has been very solid. They did shut out a Chargers team who, although they're not too great, they did have kind of an explosive offense to their game. So just shutting down that team last game, they'll look to come into this one and maybe do the same to the Rams and try to shut them down offensively.
That's a very good point. And like you said, despite the Patriots getting 45 points up on the board this past weekend, like I said before, this is going to be a much different game against this Rams side that will be prepared. They're one of the best defensive teams in the league, of course. If you take a look at their stats, they rank first in passing yards allowed, third in rushing yards allowed, and first in passing touchdowns allowed. So when you take a look at all these statistics and put them into play, against this Patriots side that you just don't know exactly what to get when they play. You have to kind of give an edge to the Rams in this one. Um, Taking a look at the Patriots' offensive stats, they rank 32nd in the league. That is last in passing touchdowns with only eight. The Rams haven't been much better when it comes to passing touchdowns, as they have scored 17 touchdowns, which rank 21st in the league. And, where it comes to the offense in both of these teams, like you also mentioned there, Luca, is when it comes to the rushing play. These are two teams that are very strong on the offensive front. When we're looking at the rushing touchdowns, Patriots are ranking second with 19 touchdowns, Rams fourth with 18. So you can definitely tell this is a game that's going to be played more on the ground than in the air. I guess you can say. And like I said, it's all going to depend on how the Rams perform in this one because defensively they have been second to none, the best team, possibly the best team when it comes to their defensive play. What sort of game are you predicting between these two quarterbacks? Of course, we're looking at Cam Newton on one side and Jared Goff on the other. Two quarterbacks that I think they had pretty much their ups and downs this season, despite the Rams, being the better team between the two. But what sort of game can you be predicting from these two? Are they, two quarterbacks that will most likely play an open game, or do you think they'll play a more secure game, try to secure possession, and ultimately try to give their team the edge?
I think they'll try to play a secure game. You know, Goff has been known to turn the ball over. Luckily, last game he did not throw an interception, and I think he's going to want to keep that streak alive and really play a little safe with the ball in his hands. In terms of teams overall, I think the Rams definitely have more incentive to go out and win this game in a tough division. You know, the Seahawks are going to put pressure on them, but offensively, I just don't know if they could get the job done. I think this Rams offense is just much too streaky. You know, sometimes they show up and sometimes they can't. They can't put points on the board. But what they do well is gain yardage. We see that they rank in the top 10 in yards gained. You know, through the air and on the ground, but this sometimes doesn't convert into touchdowns, which is a real problem for this team. They have a difficult time in the red zone, and if they want to make the playoffs and have a good playoff run, they're going to need to really close out their opportunities. On the flip side, this Rams D, as you mentioned, quite a solid defensive core they've got, and um, they I don't see them having really an issue, stopping this Patriots offense.
Yeah, and you know what? Like at the end of the day, of course, like you said, Patriots are currently 500, 6-6. Their chances of making the playoffs are slim, I would say, at the moment. They got a tough schedule ahead of them. Whereas the Rams, they'll be happy to know that their last four games of the season, I think three of them are going to be played at the SoFi Stadium. So three of the last four games will be played at home, and of course they're playing the Jets as well next game. So the Rams have pretty good chances of making the playoffs. Pretty much a guarantee, I would say, at the moment. It would be very hard for them to see them not make the playoffs. But overall, in terms of our prediction in this one, guys, we're predicting a tight game. I've been looking at the spread and the lines since last night, and let me tell you, if you guys have looked at that as well, they have been moving a lot. And what I mean by that is that at the beginning, the Rams were actually minus 5.5 favorites. Then the line went down to -5. This morning, it's a minus 4.5. So it seems like it's going down. And of course, a lot more money is probably getting placed on the Patriots given the performance last week during the weekend against the Chargers. And that's why we're not going to be touching any of these two sides. We prefer to let them, play it out and see how it goes between them. Instead, we're looking at the total in this one. And right now, the total is set at 44.5. Both teams have been playing well on defense. We are predicting a tight game. I don't think there's going to be too many touchdowns in this one. Uh, we should still get close to that total, I have to say, based on the predictions and the analysis. It should be around 40 to 42 points. Of course, usually these sort of totals are not my preferred totals to bet on because they seem to be quite low. But given the way that these two teams have been playing defensively, especially the Rams, I'm expecting a solid defensive performance for them. And the Patriots slowly getting back into their groove defensively as well. I'm expecting a low scoring game. So we're going to take the under 44.5 points in this one. That is our pick for the Thursday night football matchup between the Rams and the Patriots. Let us know, guys, in the comment section what you think about this pick, if you're tailing it or fading it. If you're gonna maybe choose one of the two sides instead, let us know all of that in the comment section. Also, guys, don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. We're definitely appreciating all the support you guys have been showing us in the last couple of days. So please keep that up. And of course, guys, good luck with your bets and have a great day. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.